Hey there, comic book fans. I'm back from the comic shop again this week. Pretty big week at the comic shop. Mostly because a lot of them were last week's comics that didn't come in. So we got 11 comics, but I'm still missing 3 because they came in damaged. What am I missing? Hey Kids comics, Spawn, and one other that I can't remember right now. But like I said, they came in damaged, so I had to return. I could have taken the damaged ones, but he calls them in. They have to get the reorders in, so I'll get those. But first, we'll show you our top of the printer covers that I was looking at all week. There's a Legion of Superheroes cover, a Giffen and Malstadt one. Not the greatest Legion cover ever, but something about it amused me. Probably Bouncing Boy there. So I had that one out all week. And this is Dusty Spade, Metaphysical Metal Detective, The Blue Lily #2. Supposed to be a this is from 1993, by the way. Supposed to be a 4-issue miniseries. Only 2 issues of it ever came out. And I always liked it. I remember liking it a lot, but I haven't read it in so long. Angus McGee or something like that is the writer-artist on this. I don't think I've ever heard of. I never saw him before or after this either, so don't know what happened with the Blue Lily, but I always enjoyed the first 2 issues. I'm going to have to reread them at some time. But yep, those are the ones that sat on my printer all week, and now I'll replace them with some 2 new ones. And here's another thing I got this week. Because it was my birthday on Monday, I got this as a gift from my sister, Friday, Volume 2, On a Cold Winter's Night. Ed Brubaker, Marcos Martin, and Munsta Vincente. What does that say? Vicente, Vicente. I think they said a she in here. I can't remember. As the colorist, but wow, this was really good. I mean, I liked Volume 1, but the art and color on Volume 2, I just really liked. I just thought Marcos Martin and Munsta Vincente just did a great job. I really, really liked this. Read it yesterday. And it's sort of an Encyclopedia Brown type story where there's 2 kids, a guy and a girl. One was the Encyclopedia Brown guy, and this girl who Lancelot Jones, there's his name. And he, they were like a couple of teens who helped out the police solve cases. And then she went away to college. This is her coming back from college and getting involved again with Lancelot Jones's cases, and there's something mysterious, and there's sort of a magical element that's going on too that we're finding out about. But it's just beautiful. The cartooning in it is great. It reads even better than it looks. I mean, the color and the drawings just capture the mood. The storytelling is amazing. Really enjoyed that. Let's see, the first 2 things are stuff I pulled off the shelf. Werewolf by Night, #32. I think this is the second part of the original first Moon Knight story. 33, pardon me. 32 was the first appearance of Moon Knight. I guess they decided to do a facsimile of the second half of the story. So I didn't even see this one ever show up in Final Order Cutoff, but it was on the shelf. Doug Minch and Don Perlin. I was like, you know what? I'll add that to my collection. Why not? I like these facsimile editions. And then the second thing I picked up, wasted $6 on, just because of this. DC has been putting out these black light covers. What is this even? Dawn of DC, Night Terrors, Darkest Hour, variant. I don't even know what the comic is. Who can tell? Where's the indicia with the name on it? Who knows? There's a lot of titles in there that I have no idea what. Maybe that's the title of the comic. Either way, I just kind of wanted a sample for my collection. Of all the different because I do pre-press production stuff for comics. I like samples of the different things that are done. So that's why I got one of the the Wolverine one Hulk 181 foil facsimile. And now I wanted to. I saw one of these a couple weeks ago, but I was like, yeah, do I want to spend $6 on it? And then I decided, you know what, I do want to spend $6 on one of them just to have it as a sample. And they didn't have that one when I went back, but this one's actually a better cover, I forget what the other one was, but I like this one better. So I was like, you know what, I'll throw $6 down for it, especially since I was already missing $10 worth of comics or so. I had the extra money. Love Everlasting, issue number 10. This series has just been really good. A woman trapped in a romance comic. Beginning, she was trapped in many different romance comics. For the last few issues, she's been trapped in one. She's even grown old in the romance comic. Too Hip for Love is the name of this story. And what's her name? The artist is just really good. Elsa King is Charity. Tom King is the writer. Elsa Charretier is the artist, and she's the one selling me on this book. I mean, the writing's pretty good, but her artwork and storytelling and drawing is just really, really good. So I'm enjoying that one a lot. We've got Grimm number 12, Stephanie Phillips, Flaviano, and Rico Renzi. Look at that. Look at all those waves in there. Need a better cover than that. Boom Studios. That's because the paper's too thin for the amount of ink they put on it. But this is... Oh, look at that nice picture. This is an afterlife story where she's a Grim Reaper. There's lots of Grim Reapers. Death, die, blah, blah. You know, usually I'm pretty tired of stories like that, and I may be getting tired of this one. But I've been enjoying this. I've been enjoying it all along, so I'll stick with it. But it's like this is probably the only one I've been... But the whole, you know, how the afterlife works stuff, I just kind of got tired of ages ago. But that one I am enjoying. Then we've got the first issue of the Enfield Gang Massacre by Chris Condon and Jacob Phillips, who is Sean Phillips' son, who I buy a lot of Sean Phillips' work that he does with Ed Brubaker, all those graphic novels they've been cranking out, and Fatale and Sleeper and all that other stuff. But there's a Western. Oh, interesting feeling paper. It looks yellowish, they got it looking. Yeah, it's uncoded. Wow, it's got a lot of tooth to it, this paper. Wow, look. Can you see the tooth to the paper in that? See if I can get the shadows going. Real interesting feel to this. It's a 6-issue mini. I forget what's the name of the book. They had an ongoing for a while. I can't remember the name, but I bought a couple issues of it and kind of enjoyed it, but wasn't really into it. But this is but I did like it. I thought it was good, just wasn't to my taste. So I figured I'd give this one a try. Then we got Damn Them All, the Charlie Adler book. That's what got me to buy this. Charlie Adler, the Walking Dead artist. Simon Spurrier, Charlie Adler, and Sophie Dogson. The first story arc was good. We're on issue 7 here. It's been on hiatus for a couple of months, so I guess they're back. And it was it's a magical story. It's sort of a John Constantine Hellblazer-ish thing. Except imagine her as like the niece of John Constantine, and she kind of takes over from him. So there's magical stuff going on in London. Like I said, the first story arc was good. Check that out. Oh, then we've got Conan the Barbarian. Issue number 1, the new Titan series. I picked the cover that's sort of a throwback to the first one. Titan Books, so it looks like they're coming out with omnibuses too. Titan Books has the rights to Conan now. And this guy is really drawn quite a bit like John Buscema. His artwork, what's his name? I've seen him before drawn like John Buscema. The first page is everybody who works for Titan Books, not who does the book. Cover D, Patrick. So I have no idea what that guy's name is, because they're not on the first page, or at least not that I can see. Editor, group editor, Diamond. Why Why would you make your masthead the splash page of the comic? How insane is that? That puts me off right away without even reading it. Though I did, being that this was one that should have came last week, Final Order Cutoff was this past weekend, so I already ordered issue 2. Still don't know if I'm going to put it on my pull list or not. Especially, that makes me not want to buy it. When you make the masthead your splash page, I'm just like, oh, come on. We're more important than anyone who does this book. That just put me off, sorry. Then here's something a little odd from Oni Press. Get Out While You Still Can, Dwellings by Jay Stevens. I've seen some of his stuff before in book form, but I don't think I've ever seen a comic of his stuff. What does it say under here too? Definitely not for kids or cowards. That's what it says instead of the comics code. And he does stuff that looks like kids comics, but isn't. Oh, he's even got ads in here. He's really trying to make this look like an old Harvey comic or something. I think it's going to be 3 issues. It's $10 an issue. But I've liked his stuff. I've only got a couple of things by his. I forget what it is, but I've liked it in the past. So I was like, you know what? I'll put that on my pull list. I'll spend $30 on that. They made it look like it's got a bent corner. Then let's see. Swan Songs, issue 2. This is the one that's all about endings and breakups. And there's a different artist. It's by Maxwell. W. Maxwell Prince is the writer. He's the guy who does Ice Cream Man. This Casper Wingard is the artist on this, so I usually buy his stuff. But it's going to be a different artist every time. I think this is about them breaking up as a couple, this issue. Last issue was like a literal ending of something. And now, like, I forget what literal ending of it, but now it's the ending of a relationship is issue 2. Jordan Thomas and Shaky Keen, weird work. I like the first issue of this. I don't know if this is a mini or not. Image Comics. Shaky Keen's got this weird, sort of all red-ish style. Little Kirby face there. Cop story. A weird cop story. And then we've got Parker Girls number 9, the penultimate issue. Only one more left. I buy all the Terry Moore stuff. So I'll be getting that. Nice cover. I like. What are those barbed wire ball bearings or something behind there? I'm not sure what that is. Weird, man, but someone's always in black and white. I've almost tracked down all of his Strangers in Paradise individual issues. You know what? I didn't put my Dreams of Things back there. Let me go get it. I have there's the latest one I inked. And there's my, I think I've shown this before. One of my Gatsby, I made a Gatsby painting this summer. That's hence the party, the drink, the fun. But we got $199 of Dreams of Things. Next week will be $200. I like this one. Very crazy, colorful. I also just found out that, where is it? This purple that I really like and have been using is really fugitive. Because what I do when I get new markers is I swatch them all. I use Bristol paper, I draw boxes on the paper, and I do a swatch of each color. And I date it. That way I can, when I'm working, I pull out the swatches. And, matter of fact, let me pull out the swatches and show you. Here they are. Here, and I keep these out, but you can also see down here is the date 3/9/17. I made these, so I can see which colors it like, and also down the bottom is like a light coat, and up there I go over it many times, and like this color over here is a little fugitive. It's more purpley. This color over here is a little fugitive. A fugitive means the pigment goes away. But this one right here, where is it? This one I just made in February, 2/5/23. There's the date down there. But looky here. I just put a swatch right next. See that pink there? That's that purple. In just 6 months, that purple faded to that pink. So that's what's going to happen to all my nice purples in here, I'm pretty sure. They're going to fade to that pink. That's probably the most fugitive color I've seen out of all my... none of these other ones, like this one, like this one's 2017. They've all been there since. And I think this one's even... I didn't date... This is before I even dated them. But this is from like 2012 or something. And none of those are fugitive. So you got to be careful with markers, because they're not always archival. But anyway, little art lesson for you, some comic books, and you guys have a good week out there.